Hey, from Phoenix English. In today's lesson, we're gonna be talking about modals. But first, let's see what modals are. Modals, or modal auxiliaries, generally express speakers' attitudes. They can say that a speaker feels something is necessary, advisable, permissible, possible, or probable. They can also convey the strength of our attitudes or feelings. What makes using modals a bit confusing is that each modal has more than one meaning or usage. But don't worry, I'm here to help you learn them all step by step in this video and the other ones in near future. All right, let's take a look at modals. Can, could, had better, may, might, must, ought to, shall, should, will, would. All right, useful tips. Modals never take final S, even when the subject is she, he, or it. For example, she can't do it. Wrong. She can do it. Modals are followed immediately by the simple form of the verb. She can to do it, wrong. She can doing it, wrong. She can does it, she can did it, wrong. She can do it. The only exception here is ought, which is followed by an infinitive, to plus base form of the verb. For example, he ought to go to the meeting. What about phrasal modals? Be going to, be supposed to, be able to, have to, have got to. Phrasal modals are common expressions whose meanings are similar to those of some of the modal auxiliaries. For example, be able to is similar to can. Now we know what modals are. Let's start our today's lesson. In this video, we will be talking about the modals that are used to express necessity. Must, have to, have got to. Let's take a look at these sentences, please. All applicants must take an entrance exam. All applicants have to take an entrance exam. Must and have to express the same meaning. They show necessity. They both mean it is necessary for all applicants to take an entrance exam. It means there is no other option and the exam is required. But what is the difference? Well, in a sentence of necessity, have to is used more frequently in everyday speech and writing rather than must. Let's take a look at this example. I'm looking for Sue. I have to talk to her about our lunch date tomorrow. I can't meet her because I have to go to a business meeting tomorrow. Here, have to means I need to do something. But must is typically stronger than have to and indicates urgency or importance. It is usually found in rules, written instructions, or legal information. For example, Your phone must be in your backpack during the class. It means it's the rule and it's so important. Adults can also use must when talking to young children about rules. For example, Johnny, you must stay away from the stove. It's very hot. What about in questions? Well, in questions, have to is commonly used, not must. For example, do you have to leave now? Or do you have to do all the housework by yourself? All right, let's move on to have got to. Have got to also expresses the idea of necessity. These following sentences have the same meaning. I have to go now. I have a class in 10 minutes. I have got to go now. I have a class in 10 minutes. They are the same, but remember, have got to is informal and used in spoken English, while have to is used in both formal and informal English. How about the question? Again, have to is used in questions. Now let's see how native speakers pronounce have got to. Let's take a look at this sentence. I have got to go now. I've gotta go now. I gotta go now. Well, the usual pronunciation of got to is gotta, gotta, and have is dropped sometimes in speech. So instead of I have got to do it, we say I gotta do it. All right, my friends, now let's learn how to use modals to show prohibition or lack of necessity. Please pay attention because what I'm going to say is super important. When used in negative statements, must and have to have different meanings. They are not the same in negative sentences. But how? Well, do not have to means not necessary. Like, it's holiday tomorrow. We don't have to go to the class. It means we don't need to go to the class. It's not necessary. It's not required. It's holiday, right? Or, I can hear you. You don't have to shout. But must in negative form shows prohibition. It means do not do this. For example, you must not tell anyone my secret. Do you promise? It means you are not allowed to tell anyone my secret. It's forbidden. It's not permitted. One important tip. Remember that must not is very strong, and speakers generally express prohibition with imperatives or other modals as in the following examples. Don't tell anyone my secret. You can't tell anyone my secret. You'd better not tell anyone my secret. All right, everybody, I gotta go. Thanks for watching.